something extraordinary going on in Barrie, Ontario. No one seems to know exactly what I'm
Addam Tompkins from Flight 97 is our special guest today. Hello.
How you doing?
Addam!
What's going on?
I'm glad we haven't lost you to the PGA Tour yet.
Not yet, man. Not yet. They locked that one out too. I was laughing the other day. I was like, you know the movie in the Goonies when Chunk's like eating the ice cream and he's got the spoon and he's actually kind of stoked and it's like you're getting hope to like get back to normal. That's how I felt when it was like, yeah, we're gonna lift the lockdowns and things are gonna go back to normal. And they pull the ice cream away, which is like live music, back to lockdown and everything. And it's like, well, I could start golfing. And so I kind of got that. I actually went out 4 times in 1 week. And yeah, it's expensive, but you know, what else are you going to do? I really enjoyed it. My whole family's always played golf. But then one day we wake up and they're like, yeah, we're going to take golfing away from you too. And I felt like that part in the Goonies where like they rip the spoon out of Chunk's hand and he just starts crying. It's like, what else are you going to do? Right? Like, I don't
Just stop enjoying things and then it can't be taken away from you.
taken enough away. Like I resorted to golfing and now I can't do that. So yeah, that was kind of a kick to the head, but I don't know. We kind of got to do what we got to do. Right. So
maybe that was the world's way of like stopping you from getting into retirement activities. You're not ready to retire yet.
Yeah, I guess I hope not. I hope not.
Like even through all the bullshit that was 2020, you still released a brand new EP called In the Cavalry. What was that recording and release process like?
Well, the thing is with that was we were the last band to ever play the Fox Lounge, which was a home to everybody in Barrie that was in the scene. And we put out the album that day. So it was literally that day that we put the album out. And we had 7 tour dates, I believe it was, after that. And we had to cancel all of them because the day after our CD release party, we went into lockdown. Shit. And at that time, like Gillian will remember, it was a very, very weird time because nobody really knew what we were dealing with. We didn't know how to take it. Like some of us were at the point where should we even do the CD release party? Should we cancel it? You know, and we did it. It was still a good turnout, but then it was literally, I think 1 or 2 days after we got put into lockdown and everything, the whole world changed after that. So it definitely affected the CD like release, you know what I mean? It affected us not being able to tour with it, which is what we normally do, you know? But yeah, it was hard, but yeah, the album's still out. It's on Spotify. It's still online and available. You can check it out if you want. We did release 2 music videos for it. So yeah.
You're a snake in the grass, constricting on my faith. Years of breath wasted, screaming with no harmony.
The newest EP is, yeah, there's 5 members involved in that instead of 3. So there's a lot more to it. And we definitely, I feel like we progressed and we got further and we're definitely leaning more towards the heavy side, but we've always been a very hands-on band. So when that, you know, when we hit that barrier and we got into lockdown, everything, like we couldn't write together and stuff. So it's just kind of a weird time. And yeah, it was a big letdown for how much work went into that album and, you know, how little we got out of it, you know, but what can you do, right? You can't win them all. So yeah.
I see that you're doing other music also.
I'm doing literally whatever I can. Like, obviously we can't have band practice right now. We can't really do anything. My friend Justin, who was a previous member of Flight 97, he's always been a good brother of mine. He's a singer of Rosewood Annie. Me and him have been kind of going back and forth, sending emails and songs back and forth, which he's been helping me produce because obviously we can't get into a big studio and, you know, track drums and, you know, have all 5 of us in there the way that we would want to do it. But I stopped writing for a while. I just didn't really have any ambition. I didn't really know, like, what am I going to sing about? Like, sing about the lockdown? Like, everybody's depressed enough. Like, I'm not one to sing happy songs, right? Right now, it's not the time to try to write a happy song. So, yeah, I kind of just sat back and I don't know. I didn't do too much. And I think everybody in the band was in the same boat. We all kind of didn't know what to do. Like, I still worked on my vocals every night. I still try to learn covers, you know, but as for writing, we didn't really do too much. And Justin, him being the amazing producer that he is, you know, I kind of reached out to him and said, I have these ideas, you know, and I kind of threw a few at him. But yeah, we recently, we tracked a new song that we're hoping to put out a video for in the next few weeks, maybe the next month. But it's definitely, it has the Flight 97 feel. Unfortunately, it doesn't have all the band members that are currently in Flight 97 part of it. But I definitely felt like I do need to get something out there, you know? So I'm pretty proud of the song that we came up with, and Justin tracked the bass for it. He did the drums for it. Yeah, it's different, but I think you'll still definitely get the Flight 97 vibe out of it. I'm pretty excited about it.
Many times I tried to get it out, to put an end to my self-doubts. But your opinions became so bold that my words would turn to stone.
You bring that up, the Flight 97 feel or the Flight 97 vibe. What is that to somebody who might not be familiar with your music yet? If you were to try and explain what that vibe and that feeling is, what is it?
Definitely emotional. I mean, Flight 97, I've been doing this. I started it out as a solo project about 7 years ago. So I've done tours and stuff just like by myself solo, and then Brennan joined the band. And I'm going to say over the last 7 years, I've probably had, I'm going to say 20 to 25 members, like different member people, you know, like, a lot of different people have joined the band in and out, whether it just be like 1 or 2 shows to fill in, you know, like I need somebody to play bass in the studio. I need someone to do drums here and there, you know, but we didn't really get a solid lineup until the last like 5 months before lockdown, which was a huge bummer because everybody that was a part of Flight 97 at that point was really clicking. Like we were actually coming up with some of the best material I think that I've ever been a part of. So with this, it's kind of like Flight 97's always kind of been my baby, but I've always had a lot of amazing people to be a part of it.
The universe is swinging, and for once I'm swinging back. You're pulling me up, pushing me down, and you pull me to shore before it.
I was so proud of you throughout this whole pandemic, not being able to do all this stuff, because like you are a very like in-person friend, and like it's like, dude, the fact that you just said like, oh, like I've been doing stuff virtually is just like, you know, because like we all have like,
you know me because I'm the type like if I know you well enough and I feel like it's going to be a long message, like I will call the person. And so many in this world hate that, but I'm that guy and I'll always be that guy. Like I hate sending messages because I'll send it and I'll reread it and I'll be like, did I say that right? Did I sound like a dick? And then I'll end up calling them and be like, hey, I'm sorry if that came off wrong. You know, like I'm just not a technical person whatsoever.
No.
Like, never have been. I've always been in the crowd wanting to meet people, you know, and if I don't have that chance, then I'm calling people, you know, but yeah, I end up spending some money on some recording gear. I've been using my roommate's computer. He has an iMac and trying to learn it. Like I don't push myself too hard because I just get so frustrated so quick. Like I know when to be like, okay, like I'm not getting anywhere today. We'll try again tomorrow. Like it's really not my thing, but being able to just like take videos and send them to Justin and be like, hey man, this is my idea, you know, and then he can do more of the technical stuff and send it to me. And then I can call him and be like, yeah, I like this, maybe change this a little bit more, maybe more of this, you know? So it's kind of doing what I can at this point, like just anything, like literally anything, like, yeah. I know a lot of bands that are really hauling ass right now, you know, and they're still doing what they were doing before. You know, there's a lot of bands that are really on the technical side. Flight 97, we've never really been that way. We've never really been a technical, you know, like virtual do live streams and interviews type thing. You know, it was more about the touring and the live show, I think, that we focused on, but now being kind of forced into it. We're trying to do the best we can. I mean, once again, we haven't seen each other in forever, right? So it's kind of, I think at the end of the day, it's going to really make anybody that really did care about it and has stuck through it. And it's going to show that they become better musicians and they care more. And the people that kind of are just there to take the spotlight and show up when they want to, those people are going to be kind of left in the dark. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's maybe what live music needed. Sadly to say it, maybe that's what we do need. Maybe we do need a good fucking cleanse of all of this, you know, like
purging your way through it.
Exactly. Well, yeah, there was a lot of, you know, people like, you know, even promoters too. It's going to be hard. It's really going to show like who's going to step to the plate to book these bands and go through all this protocol, you know, like who's going to make sure that people are wearing their masks, who's going to, you know, make sure that the band is paid well. And what do you charge at the door after all of this? You know what I mean? Like our sales going to go up through the roof? You know what I mean? Like is merch going to be more expensive? You know, like, yeah, there's a lot.
Even feel with local shows, like I've been talking to a couple of promoters here and there, and they're, you know, because I do have some things like undergo, and
That's
like
why we
when, you know, but like a lot of promoters have asked me, they're like, you know, are you gonna do your $5 shows? And I was like, unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
I was like, if I can do it, I'm like, I'm gonna have to charge $10 a head for a bit, you know, because these bands, even if, you know, I was like, these bands have made no money.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, like I would really like to have those bands make a little bit of, you know, make a good amount of money. If I have 3 bands at $5 cover, you know, it's okay. It's great.
Yeah, it's not going to be the way.
But I also feel that a lot of, like, as you said, like, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of new faces in our music scene.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, people are just going to come out just because there's something going on.
In all this time, I know for me, I listened to a lot of new music, and I kind of went back and listened to old music because there wasn't anything live I could go listen to, or in the early days, there really wasn't a lot of new music. During this time of isolation or not being able to play live, have you discovered any new albums that have really stuck with you since?
I'm gonna be very honest. I wish I could say yeah. Like I haven't really dabbled in much new. Like I can't say that I've gone like, yeah, there's a few, like Play Fight. I went and checked out their new song. It's a banger. Like definitely go check out Play Fight. They're great dudes. But yeah, I love what they put out. Rival Town's always slapping stuff out, you know, like my friends. But to go like looking for stuff, once again, that's something I always found at a live show. You know, that was something where, you know, like you'd be taking a leak in the back and all of a sudden, who the hell is that on stage right now? You didn't expect it. You didn't even know who you were playing with. And it's like they become one of your favorite bands. Like I haven't had that. But one thing I have been doing is definitely going back through some of my favorite bands and going back through their older albums. You know, like if I like Hot Mulligan, you know, and Spanish Love Song is another one. Like I was focused and infatuated with one album when things were normal. And it's like, okay, I've worn those albums out. So it's like, oh, they got 2 albums out before that. Like, why didn't I check those out at the time? Well, you know, he didn't really have the time or really didn't care to, you know, so I've gone back and done that. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've just been going back on music and finding things like bands that I know that I already love. You know what I mean? Going back and finding like older songs I didn't know existed, you know, so pretty cool too.
Fair enough. Addam, thank you so much for joining us. It was awesome to talk to you. I hope you and Flight 97 have a killer 2021, fingers crossed. Before we say goodbye, are there any particular local bands that we should be listening to right now?
I would definitely be going and checking out Play Fight. I love their new song. The High Dives never disappoint as per usual. Rival Town is going to be coming out swinging for sure. They're always on point. Yeah, just shop around, I guess. Like they're all still active as much as I know, like a lot of them. I can't really say I know of any bands that have really jumped off the earth and just stopped. I think that maybe we have more than anybody, to be honest, but hopefully that'll all change in the next couple months. But yeah.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Before we say goodbye, is there a particular song that you want us to play over the credits as we roll out?
I would say Never Again. Never Again is probably my favorite song that I think that we put out, video wise, production wise, everything is probably my favorite
It's like
track.
my favorite. It's my favorite.
Awesome. I'm glad we agree. I'm glad I didn't make it.
Awesome. Thank you again so much for joining us. Take care. For anybody watching, check out Flight 97. Listen to everything that they got and cross your fingers, cross your toes that you'll get to see them live in the not too distant future.
Thank you guys so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Take care, everybody.
Good one.